everybody, welcome back to Sew Me Sunshine. As always, we're filming in the Sew Me Sunshine studio. We've got the lovely Ruth and Celia packing your orders today. So obviously you might hear them packing away, but as always, thank you so much for all your orders. Also, just to note, I might sound a bit bunged up. Unfortunately, I've got sinusitis, so apologies in advance if I'm not as clear as I normally am, but I'm still here and I hope you're going to show you some fabrics that you love. Today's video is going to be all about cotton fabrics. So obviously there's quite a range of different weights of different cotton fabrics. They're really good fabric to sew with when you're new to sewing as well, so we thought that would be really good. Obviously you can use just a standard sewing machine, which is great. You just need a universal needle as well and just your normal thread, so that's why we've chosen cotton fabrics today. Another thing to note with cotton fabrics is it's a natural fibre, so it's lovely and breathable, so perfect for the warmer weather as well, and we've got some great patterns that we've paired with some of our cotton fabrics for you. So the first type of cotton fabric I thought I'd talk about today is what we call at Sew Me Sunshine medium weight cotton fabric, but you might see on other fabric shops it's called quilting weight fabric, and that's because it is the traditional fabric for quilting with, and a lot of people as well use it for kind of artsy, crafty supplies, so like bag making or cosmetic bag making and so on, and those are all really good things to do with this type of fabric. But a lot of people don't realise that it can also be used for dressmaking, and especially when you're new to dressmaking, it's a great fabric to use because it doesn't slip or slide when you're sewing with it. It's a really stable fabric, and like I said, it cuts as well really beautifully, so you normally end up with a really lovely result when you're a beginner sewer. And also you normally find some amazing prints on your medium weight cottons, a bit more novelty, so that's why sometimes we stock some of them. We mainly stock fabrics from like Dashwood Studio, Art Gallery fabrics, some Rifle Paper Company ones via Cotton and Steel, and then obviously the girls from Ruby Star Society also stock a lot of medium weight cottons as well. They all vary slightly in kind of thickness and weight, but they're all very similar. And what also you normally find with medium weight cottons, as you can see here, is they're normally quite narrow, so it's something to bear in mind that obviously you need a longer length for your projects because they've got a narrow width. Now, one of the really good projects for sewing with medium weight cottons is the Carnaby dress by Nina Lee. It's just a very simple kind of shape, so it's really good for this sort of like weight of cotton because it holds that lovely straight shape, and it's again perfect kind of like summer dress, but then you could also pair it with tights for the autumn winter time. I've also used them a lot when I was starting to sew to make other dresses as well, so like the Avid Seamstress day dress, I used a lot of medium weight cottons when I was first sewing to make those sort of dresses, and also like skirts and shirts as well, and also pyjamas. So this one is from Dashwood Studio, and I couldn't resist this one because it is covered in this quite small print, but it's got all of the swimmers on it, so that's really fun. I can't resist like a kind of seaside-y swimming print, and I like the fact that all the people look different and they're all doing different activities, so that's really fun. We had fun as a team pointing out who we thought each of us was on this fabric. Can't resist a Rifle Paper Company, especially when it's the classic floral. Again, absolutely beautiful. We've got so many different Rifle Paper Companies fabrics in the cottons in stock. Again, you can see it's quite a structured fabric, so it hasn't got what you'd call like a fluid drape, which is what you often see with a rayon. It holds its shape as when you're sewing with it, but like I said, for a structured garment, that's when it really works beautifully. So yeah, lots of different prints of the Rifle Paper Company. And then we've got a couple of the Ruby Star Society fabrics, and this is one of the ones we've got in stock at the moment. I think I'm holding it upside down, sorry. This has lovely little vase design all over it. Now with the Ruby Star Society cottons, they are slightly lighter weight than the Dashwood Studio and the Rifle Paper Company. They almost feel more like a poplin weight, and that's similar to what you'd find with art gallery fabrics as well. So they've got a little bit more drape to them, and like I said, a little bit lighter, so they're better for potentially like a dress that doesn't require as much structure. But again, they're really, really pretty, and all of them are so breathable and perfect for the warm months. So this is your kind of next lighter cotton fabric that you'll come across. So it's lighter than medium weight cotton. This is a cotton poplin. So it's got quite a crisp drape to it. So it's very crisp. It's still very structured, similar to the medium weight cotton, but it's not as heavy. So it's a bit better for like your kind of dresses that require a little bit of drape to them. So we thought this would work really well for the Do and Do Myososis. I love this dress. It's perfect for this time of year, and this fabric would look incredible in it. And although it's got quite a light coloured background, it isn't sheer, so you wouldn't need to worry about lining it at all. It's got beautiful pinks and yellows in it. As you know, I'm a big fan of yellow. I wonder why. It's not a huge scale print. That's my hand there for scale as well. So what would be really nice with the Myososis in this is that it would actually hold the gathers really beautifully, really show it off. It obviously wouldn't give it a drapey finish, it'd be quite a structured finish, but it's kind of what you'd want in this pattern, to be honest. So the next lightest cotton fabric you'll come across is a cotton lawn. So they're lighter than a lot lighter than the medium weight cottons, lighter than the cotton poplin, and they have a more like kind of a silky finish to them. And because they're lighter, they have a little bit more drape and movement to them. And we stock a lot of Lady McElroy cotton lawns, which are a similar sort of base to what you'd find with if you're used to like the Liberty Tanner lawns. It's very similar base. This is one of our favourites. We've got it in a couple of colourways, but it's the hydrangea print. It's so pretty. It was around a lot last year, and it's still incredibly fashionable. It's got this really like true kind of graphic hydrangea print, and it's got obviously it's quite kind of medium to large scale print to it. Obviously this one's got the paler background, so it is a little bit sheer. So if you're thinking about a whole dress, you might consider wearing a slip or lining it. And then we've got this cotton lawn, which isn't a Lady McElroy one, but is absolutely stunning and reminded us of like what you'd find in Oliver Bonus a lot, which is one of my favourite kind of shops on the high street. It's got this more like ditzy floral design, which is very fashionable at the moment, and again it's got the pinks and yellows through it. It's completely opaque. So both of them, like I said, have a little bit more drape, but they still, because they're 100% cotton, they still have that very structure to them. So we thought what would be really good is the Bakerloo blouse and dress from Nina Lee. So personally for me, I would go for the blouse design for the hydrangea, and then go for the full-on dress in the Olivia cotton lawn. It would work really well. Again, it would hold its gathers really beautifully. It would make an amazing big collar, and you could do some contrast kind of frill outline with the collar as well. So if you follow us on Instagram, you may have seen the fact that we had a really exciting delivery from Nerida Hansen, and the majority of the fabrics that arrived are cotton satines. So with a cotton sateen, it's just the way it's been woven, it just gives that really kind of luxurious silky finish. It doesn't have a shine or anything, it's just very lovely and silky to touch. It's a really, really luxurious fabric. It's got a very similar sort of weight and drape movement to what you'd expect with a cotton lawn. Maybe slightly more structured, but I would say pretty similar. So with the Nerida Handsome fabrics, obviously there's loads of different designers design the fabrics in her collections. This is one of our favourites. We just love the sunshines and the rainbows. Obviously, as you can see, it being next to my face, it's a very, very big, bold design. But it would be perfect for the summer because it's just so pretty. It'd look amazing underneath some dungarees, I personally think. And we thought it'd work really well sewn up as a Callie shirt. So you could do like the kind of crop version and then layer it, or you could go for like the tunic length. It'd look really, really good. It is very, very slightly sheer, but I personally wouldn't line it. It's just kind of personal preference. So that's this one. And then, like I said, we've got a lot in the collection, so make sure you check them out online. And then this is one of the other ones we're really excited about. We love a pink and red combo, and this is actually more like a lilac-y pink background, and then it's got this like tomatoey, reddy, orange check design, and then I love the fact that it's got this almost like scratched out check design. This one's completely opaque. Again, it's a cotton sateen, so it has that really gorgeous, luxurious finish to it. Just so that you're aware, the checks obviously are printed on, so it's not woven, so on the reverse it's just plain. Okay, so they're printed on, but really beautiful, and we all think this would make an amazing trousers. And we were drawn to the Flint culottes from Megan Nielsen, because you could actually make little shorts as well if you felt brave enough to make the little shorts and wear shorts out in the summer, or you could make kind of the culotte length, and that would be really good. And the pleats at the front would hold their shape because of the cotton fabric having that bit of structure. So we're really excited this morning because our order from Cassettes arrived, which is a French company. We've been waiting for it for a little while, and I've been so excited, especially for the cotton fabrics to arrive, because they are just beautiful woven fabrics that I find so hard to actually source. So I was really excited that they were happy for me to be a reseller of theirs. Apologise if I haven't quite said their name correctly. I'm not going to try and attempt French, as like I'm not fluent in French and I've got a very London accent. So we've got 3 of their cottons here to show you that arrived. They're all a very fine, what I'd call like a single layer gauze, but they're really soft, so they're really lightweight, perfect for warm weather. At the moment in London we're having a bit of a heat wave, so these would work really well. So this one is 100% cotton, so it's got a really gorgeous texture to it, and then it's got this gorgeous like yellow and mustardy and pink stripe design through it. And because it's got obviously quite a light coloured background, it is slightly sheer. Like I said, it's really lovely and soft. It'd be such a lovely fabric to wear in the warm months. And then we've got this one that again has a very pale background, so again is a little bit sheer. Again, it's this like single layer gauze, and it still has that really lovely texture like the other one I've just shown you. And this one has a metallic gold thread running through it. So the metallic thread is a polyester, but the rest of the fabric is cotton, so it's nice and breathable. And what's nice is that the kind of metallic fibre, it's not, sometimes you find with these sort of fabrics, they can be quite scratchy on the skin, but this is actually quite soft. So it'd be really nice directly on the skin. You wouldn't have to like worry about lining them, as long as you felt comfortable with the sheerness, obviously. So because they're really lightweight, they do have some drape and movement. Now personally for me, with these 2, because they are a little bit more sheer, I'd be leaning more towards a top. So something like the Closet Core Patterns Kilo top, especially with those big sleeves, because they're cotton, they would hold that sleeve structure, which is what you'd want, and it'd be a really nice breathable top for the warmer months. And then, in contrast to this kind of pale pinky peachy colour, we've got it in this beautiful blue and kind of like rusty brown stripe, which is really gorgeous. And what's really nice about this is that there's an element in it where it's actually got a really gorgeous raised weave through it, and again it's got a gold metallic fibre woven through it, which is polyester, but the rest is cotton, so it's really nice and breathable. But because it's got a darker background, it's not got the sheerness that you find with the lighter colours. It's still a little bit sheer, but you definitely wouldn't have to line it. And because of that, we thought this would work really well with a dress, a nice dress for the summer. But again, you could easily, because of the colours and everything, you transition it when it's a bit colder as well. And we thought it'd work really well with the By Hand London Tamsin. And if you look really carefully, it's got this beautiful pleat design in the sleeves and the skirt element. So because it's cotton, it would hold its shape for those pleats, which is what you'd want, but it'd still have, because it's nice and lightweight and still has that little bit of drape, it would work really well as a dress. So yeah, it's just kind of choosing what kind of colourway you fancy. I think personally for me, I'm drawn to this one because of the yellows through it. So we've got some beautiful embroidery on glaze fabrics in stock at the moment, and this is one of our new ones that have arrived through Cassettes, the new fabric company that we now stock, and it arrived today. And some of the other ones we've got in stock are on a white base. Sometimes you'll find with embroidered and glaze is that there'll be like a cotton polyester blend. Sorry about the thread there. And this one is really beautiful because it's actually made in Europe, which is really special, not often found. It's obviously got this lovely eyelet design, and it's got a very intricate embroidery pattern throughout it. I love this. This is if it's not coming quite up on camera, it's like a rusty browny colour, so again would transition really well throughout the seasons, but obviously for this warmer summer months, this type of fabric with the open eyelets is perfect. Personally for me, I'd make with this sort of fabric and any of our others, I would make a blouse in it, so something like the like a kilo top would work really well, or you could make yourself something like the Bakerloo blouse that we showed you earlier by Nina Lee would also work really well with these type of fabrics. So anything that's like a blouse or a top, and then you've got the option to layer it with dungarees if you wanted to, or you could just wear it with a lovely pair of culottes as well. So I hope you guys really enjoyed watching our video all about the cotton fabrics and the different types of cotton fabrics, and hopefully it will help you with your sewing journey when you're choosing which cotton fabric to go for, when you're looking for a fabric to pair with a specific pattern. We have so many cotton fabrics in stock. If you go to our website and go to fabric and type, then there's a section all for cotton, and then there's a separate section for double gauze and single gauze fabrics as well. We also have cotton fabrics that are blended with other types of fabric that we haven't touched on today because we wanted to focus purely on cotton fabrics. But like I said, you will find like cotton linen blends and also sometimes some cotton viscose blends as well, and we can look at showing you those at a different time. And I hope some of the fabrics has given you some inspiration for your sewing project, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Take care, bye!